Eyes up, eyes up, eyes up. Let's go.
Please welcome your 2026 Houston Texans.
Tanner Brown ready to get this one going. And Monday Night Primetime is underway. On the return, it's Jalen Nolan. And this drive will start inside the 25. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the second overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
It didn't take long for C.J. Stroud to make an immediate impact into the NFL, and it didn't take long for me, Kate, to form an opinion, but this guy is just different. He just processes the game quicker. Remember talking to Ryan Day on the practice field in Columbus, watching him in college, and he just alluded to that as well. It's the anticipation. It is knowing where everybody is and getting that ball out before any receiver will even break on a route. C.J. was unique in that way, and that skill set has been a big part of his success.
From the 24 once again, it's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Completed over the middle. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
6 yards to go here. It's 3rd down. They'll throw, 3rd and long. Completes it downfield to Kirk. And the stop is made as he drives this to the opposing 43. A 28-yard pickup there. And it'll be a 1st down Texans.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
Running it with David Montgomery. And he's down to almost... No, actually going to give him the 30 here. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You know what I call that play, Kate? I call that a confidence injector. It just injects belief in that O-line, that running back, and most importantly, that play caller knowing he can call a run and he can get a 1st down too.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. He's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
He was brought down at the 26. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Slot man motioned over. Off the play action, here's Stroud. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans start the game off right with a 6-0 lead. Just like they drew it up in practice this week, partner, and the exact start they wanted to have in this game.
That's 100%. That's why you script and you go over these plays ahead of time. Kate, you know this. All those amazing essays you wrote at Cal, that start to that paper was so important. It set the tone for the rest of it.
Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Texans 7, Commanders nothing.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Moore with a return. And this gets out to the 30 before he stops. So now the Commanders will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Kate, when you partner a relentless work ethic with elite athleticism, you get Jaden Daniels. He put on an absolute show. One of the best rookie years in the history of the game for a quarterback. And with a work ethic and speed and arm, I don't know why he would ever slow down.
Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
At the 31-yard line.
Out of the gun, Daniels. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be brought down here at the 42. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's going to give the Commanders a first down. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
He keeps it and takes off.
As quarterback, Kate, you got to hope that those crumbs don't just lead to the cookie in the passing game. A short scramble like that may open up a bigger one down the road.
Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2. This is Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, getting it for the first time. And he's taken down, but he's got it to the 29. They got 21 yards on the play, and that's good for a Washington first down.
And a Commanders first down.
I can assure you of one thing. That carry just brought some extra work in the opening quarter. You couldn't script that run any better.
All set now. 1st and 10. Daniels now against a blitz. Screen pass here for Krosky-Merritt. And he gets back to the line, but no more.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
2nd and 10. Need something positive here. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He's keeping it. And he maybe got back to the line there, but no further.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. 3rd and long for him here. This is hauled in by Samuel. And he is in. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders finish off their opening drive. Deebo Samuel, the touchdown. There sure was a lot of trust on that play, Brock, and he proved worthy of it with that end result.
Yeah, good old receiver. Someone who just knows how to get it into the end zone is worth his weight in gold to a QB. And on that throw, there was trust there that he had a shot to find pay dirt.
Tanner Brown on for the extra point. He hits it true despite some issues with that snap. And the Commanders respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Here's Tremon Smith with the return. They're going to bring him down as he gets it to the 33. Now we'll see the Houston offense for their second drive of the contest. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Stroud off of play action. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. He was trying to find Christian Kirk there. And now they face second down.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
So still 10 to go on second from the 33-yard line. From the gun, Stroud. That's complete to the back, David Montgomery. And he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And it'll be first down, Houston.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45. They go play action with Stroud. This is thrown towards a defender instead, man. He's the one who makes a play on football. That's not what this offense wants. Incomplete on first down.
Playing zone coverage in the NFL, we focus so much on the safeties and corners, but so many times it's the linebackers that are the X factors. They make that zone defense go. Tremendous awareness to knock that ball away.
Option play. Here's Montgomery. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play that just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer, find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
Throwing on third down, Stroud. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing fourth down.
We know in this league you can't start every game with scoring drives, but I think that's a clear picture of why you don't keep this drive sustained. Got to execute on the most important down, and that's third down.
Texans going to kick this away on fourth, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. Errant snap, but he gets what he can behind this one. Back out run the Commanders for their second drive of the game. They were able to say mission accomplished on their last series, finding that end zone, but the work, well, it starts all over again right now.
And you know this, Kate, from our years together of doing this. I'm a firm believer of call it till they stop it. It doesn't mean you have to innovate right away. Call the same plays until they stop them, because they proved last drive they couldn't.
Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
That's the kind of yardage it's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up third down. Well, they connected on 3 straight before that throw, Brock. Might not be perfect anymore on this drive, but they are still moving it well.
And I don't expect that one to interrupt his progress very long. They're still on a mission this series, and he's the one driving it.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Here he goes, third and long. He has the first over the middle. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. They gain 11 on that play, and that's going to give the Commanders a first down. No doubt they'll take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
Daniels on first down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
I can promise you that is a throw, and it's a quarterback when it leaves your hands, you do not want to flirt with as this game goes on. That is a prime one that DB can cut off and take the other way.
Second and 10 now from the 32 after the incompletion. Again, Daniels to the air. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That's good for a Commanders.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First and 10 now from the 46. Play action now, Daniels. And he nearly gets them into the red zone as he's down at the 22. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Pick it up. You're embarrassing us.
That is so much more the exception than the rule when you're targeting double or triple coverage. You may be fortunate to complete a fair number of those throws, but gains like that, those are rare, and that's big time.
Daniels gonna keep it. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss is really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2. From the gun, it's Daniels. Throw is caught. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Breaking the huddle, here's 1st and goal. First and goal, Krosky Merritt. And he manages to get back to the line, but no further, as we're at the end of 1. We're through 1 on Monday Night Primetime. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Commanders ball as we get back for the seconds, and they're thinking points. Krosky Merritt again. And his defense standing tall. They keep him out of the end zone. That's going to be a gain of 6, and they need only inches now here on 3rd down.
That's twice now where runs have not gotten them into the end zone, but you've kind of set yourself up. Actually, you've set yourself up really well for a little play action right here.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Daniels keeps it himself. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Commanders take a 2nd quarter lead. Jaden Daniels with a touchdown on a quarterback sneak to the end zone. All right, Brock, wondering your thought here, because to me it felt like they already had a play picked out to go for it on 4th down if that sneak hadn't worked. Do you agree?
Well, by they, if you mean the guys in the booth on the sideline, sure. But the 11 on the field, that effort just showed you they were not thinking about anything else but pushing it across the line.
Brown adds the PAT. And the Commanders break that tie and now lead by 7.
14, Texans 7.
Now Brown on to send it away. Here's Smith on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25. Here come the Texans as they get set to take over on offense. They've stalled out since that first touchdown, Brock, while their opponents have done the opposite. They've heated up, and their original 7-point lead, now a deficit of 7. Getting a pistol formation here first as they come to the line. They'll start this series with an option left. Got him a good handful there as it brings up 2nd down.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
2nd and 5.
First down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5. It's Montgomery on the counter. And whatever they were trying to do there is not going to work. Defenders all over it, so they take him down for a loss. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Throw here, 3rd down. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, but because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
Tommy Townsend on the punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. Slow snap, but he's able to get this one away. Takes it in at the 26. It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. Washington ready to go on offense as they take the field. They have played lights out on offense. Scored their first 2 times out, Brock. A chance to go 3 for 3 and grow that lead here. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Couldn't find Deebo Samuel on that throw. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
After the incompletion, still at the 38, it's 2nd and 10. Daniels back to throw. That's caught. It's McLaurin downfield. And he's going to be hauled out on a gain across midfield, down inside the 45-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
Short side option here. He's running left. They get to him behind the line block. Looks like they're going to lose a couple on that zone read.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Man in motion out of the slot. Daniels throwing on 3rd. Trying to set up that screen, but it falls incomplete. And now they're facing 4th down.
Kid, I'm just kind of laughing because I could feel the armchair quarterbacks going, I can make that throw. And anybody who's actually made those throws says you have no idea what it feels like with everybody breathing down your neck. That play's got to be right, timed up right, and it certainly wasn't.
And this is headed to the sideline, and it'll bounce out at the 7. Wow, great kick. The Houston offense out and ready to set up shop. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Gives to Montgomery to start the drive. And he'll manage 3 there to begin this one. 2nd and 7 coming up.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
4 yards on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 6. Staying on the ground with Montgomery. And he's fight good enough to gain about 4. It's 3rd down.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
3rd and just 2 to go. Here he is on 3rd and short. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock. It is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Starts the return at the 34. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. They didn't add to their lead last time out, so they punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. A designed run. Daniels will keep it. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
You know, gains that seem a little tougher to get against the front. Gosh, this QB just makes routine. Such effortless running to pick up a handful on that designed run.
First down run gets him 6, so now it is 2nd and 4. Daniels now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And they come through the sack to bring around 3rd down.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
3rd down here, need 8 on the play. They'll air it out on 3rd. Setting up the screen. Jukes a man, he's running free. And he's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Daniels gonna keep it, and he won't get beyond the line of scrimmage. Good work by the defense. 2nd down coming up.
Boy, is it tough to fool this defense with how well they read and react to these plays. Held the line, and the QB keeper gets nada.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. To throw, Daniels. That's McLaurin on the quick slant. He's not going to get any further after that catch. Tackle made at the 29-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Washington first down. And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and 2 guys can't stop one.
Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. The tackle there by Daniil Hunter.
With all these collisions these running backs take between the tackles, sure nice to get a little crease on the outside, get that open field, and let these runners do their thing.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the sack forces a now tougher 3rd down.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But of course we know, it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or 2.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Now Daniels to throw. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down.
Boy, this defensive crew is locked in that O-line's head. They are a-spinning. Back-to-back sacks has this offense on skates, and those blockers can't figure out where this rush is coming from next.
So that's going to take us, Brock, to our 2-minute warning of this first half. More from NRG Stadium in just a moment. So they bring Tressway back out there for another punt. The Texans have Jalen Noel at the ready. Ooh, snaps a little off, but he adjusts and sends it away. Now this is out of bounds, and what a beauty! He coffin cornered it well. They're going to mark it at the 2-yard line. Now we get a look at this Texans offense. And they'll have to go just about every bit of 100 yards to reach the end zone. That punt sets them up at their own 2. On first down, they'll run with Montgomery. And the stop will be made as he gets this up to about the 18. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
16 yards. And the Texans first down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
First down throw by Stroud. Completed over the middle. This one gets to the 22. Stopped by the future Hall of Famer. More All-Pro nods than any active defender. It's Bobby Wagner.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Caught quickly on the slant. And he stopped just before the line to gain. This is at the 27.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. That's caught. This is Kirk. And he's going to get this to the opposing 41. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of it.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. Throwing again, it's Stroud. That's a catch for Nico Collins. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Houston calls it second timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
33-yard line.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Behind the line, he lost that football. But fortune on the Texans side. One of their guys got to it. They're going to keep the football. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock. But now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice. But kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken.
It's 4th down.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. From the right hash, 52 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. So we have a 1-score game here at the break. Now it's time for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Scott Hansen, take it away.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the 3rd quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Thanks so much, Scott. While we checked in with Scott in Orlando, our 2 teams here, no doubt, made some adjustments. It's a close game here as we get ready for our 3rd quarter. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. It's Deebo Samuel with the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. Out comes the offense for Washington to begin the 3rd quarter. And they take the field in good but not great shape, Brock. They've got that lead, but no doubt they'd love to see it grow.
Yeah, and just having the lead does take some pressure off. It doesn't change the sense of urgency. It's always on tilt in the NFL, but it should allow them to operate a little more freely.
3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Daniels from the pistol. Took off with it again. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It's a gain of 8. And the Washington.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
They've got first down here from the 36. Daniels gonna keep it. Only able to get back to the line on that first down play, so no gain.
Nice little welcoming party waiting for him at the line of scrimmage. No surprises that time. This defense was ready.
At the 36-yard line.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Motioning left is their running back. The Texans closing in, and they get to him. It's sack number 4 in the game for him. This one makes it 3rd down.
I know the scoreboard doesn't say it, but this has been a winning effort up front defensively. One of the keys to their success was going to be this pass rush and sacking the quarterback, and they can check that box.
Defense gunning for a stop here. It's 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. He's making a bid for it. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That's such a bummer, Kate, for a quarterback. If you have to scramble and take off, you'd really like to find a way to move the chains. He could not. That defense rallied, they responded, and they forced a 4th down.
The Commanders ready for the punt. It'll be Tress Way doing the honors. Ooh, snap came in slow, but he got it away. He fields this at the 18. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Texans, down running back David Montgomery, getting back to work. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. Texans to the line, 1st and 10. The tight end in motion now. They get in on the ground here with Montgomery. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. It was Mike Sanders still on that stop.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. They'll run again with Montgomery. Well, he had to power through one tackle just to get back to the line that time.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Waste of time. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Here he goes, 3rd and long. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
The Texans set to punt, and he's been getting all of it every time out. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. The Commanders all set to regain possession. And they had to wave that white flag on their last drive, Brock, hoping to avoid having to call that punter this time out.
Yeah, and you get several chances a game, on average, somewhere around 10 possessions, and you know not all of them are going to pan out. So you got to forget what lies behind and keep pressing on to the journey ahead.
And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Second down give to Krosky-Merritt. No luck there. Ran that one right into traffic and went nowhere as a result. It's going to be third down.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
Slot man motioned over. Third and short, Daniels. Trying to set up that screen, but it falls incomplete, and now they're facing fourth down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
They're out now, ready to punt it. They could really use a good one here. This one is fair caught, but let's see what that flag's all about. This drive may not be done.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead, and that's going to award their offense a first down. They'll run here following the penalty. Good defensive effort here, drives them back across midfield on their own side. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. Finds him over the middle. And they pick it up. Time to push for that marker. He finds space, middle of the field. And Washington finishes the return to the end zone. Touchdown! The Commanders picked up the fumble and ran it home. Deebo Samuel, the touchdown. That right there was impressive, Brock. Even with the fumble, absolutely no panic on his part. Finding that football, keeping the play going, and taking it in for 6.
I am just hearing my old offensive coordinator, Tom Moore, say, whoever plays the hardest the longest wins. And that's what you got to do. You got to play harder. You got to play longer than your opponent. And when you get an opportunity, go seize it.
Brown now for the extra point. Troubles with his snap, but he still knocks it through. And the Commanders drive their lead to 11.
Texans 10.
Now Brown on to send it away. Here's Smith on the return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. Houston's offense back out now, ready to go. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. All right, the Houston offense looks set, Brock. Here's 1st and 10. Montgomery gets it from the gun. And he'll be stopped after just about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. To the air, Stroud. Knocks out the screen to Montgomery. Escapes the defender. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this one to the 41. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it'll be a first down, Texans.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Running left, it's Montgomery. Solid block in there, springs him for 8. It's going to be 2nd down. And hold on, everyone. There's a Commanders player shaken up after that play, and he's in need of some attention. First down carry got him 9 yards. Here comes 2nd and 1. They've got a man in motion. On play action, here's Stroud. Has a man, Dalton Schultz. And they're going to be working from the red zone as he reaches the 16. How about a big hitter, 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs.
First down. First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
I think every quarterback around the world would agree, Kate. You love throwing a short pass to a tight end and then give that guy a chance to show off his speed in the open field. He outruns defense to make it a much bigger game.
And this is going to be a Houston touchdown. The Texans shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Nico Collins with the touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups, and when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Stroud and the Texans looking to tack on 2 more.
The Texans will line up for the 2-point conversion.
All right, they're going to throw for it. And they get the 2-point conversion. Nice catch in the end zone there. They're back within a field goal now.
Commanders 21, Texans 18.
Critical 2-point play there, Brock. The conversion puts them now in range of tying this sucker up with a field goal.
So different for everybody in the building, right? A 3-point game, and especially different for the kicker. He wasn't needed there, but get yourself ready. Your defense does the job. You may need a game-tying field goal at some point soon.
He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Commanders set to take over. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. And he's not going to escape this. The Texans take him down. He'd be in trouble. That's going to push him back for 2nd down.
We've got enough data now through the years to understand that an explosive play on offense, more often than not, leads to scoring. We also know if you can create a negative play defensively. In a tightly contested game like this, every play matters. And to get that negative play, put this offense on their heels, exactly what this defense needed.
Gonna need something special here. 2nd and 20 following the sack. From the gun, it's Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
3rd down, line to gain 9 yards out. Throw here, 3rd down. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And they're staring at a 4th down now after that sack.
How many times we see these coaches after games sit there at the press conference, they pull out the stat sheet, and when they do, they look for some anomalies. And today, well, this head coach is going to be very proud of a defensive effort getting after the quarterback 6 different times. 6 sacks, and they've had a heyday in the backfield.
Punt team on the field. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Space past the 35. And he gets him something back on that return. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield. The Texans and wide receiver Nico Collins ready to go once again. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. They give up the gut to Montgomery, who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. All down by Dorrance Armstrong.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down. Shotgun now for Stroud. Higgins downfield, and he has it. And this one's going to move him all the way down to the 25-yard line. It's again at 27 yards to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
So just 1 quarter to go on Monday Night Primetime. It's the Texans who have it to start here, and they come in trailing on the scoreboard. Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10. From the gun, Stroud. Taken in by Kirk right side. And he'll go down here at the 16.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. He's running with it, and Stroud gets him the first with a slide down at the end of it.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Montgomery now up the middle. And a nice little run there, gets him 5. Second down upcoming.
You know, Kate, it's plays like that. It's just kind of the meat and potatoes. Not going to make any highlight reel, but just the positive, efficient plays on the ground. You need to keep plays and drives alive.
So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on second. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Looking to throw, Stroud. Has it in close. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front had to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
7th play of the drive. Offense facing 3rd and 3. Here's Stroud. And the Commanders' rush brings him down. And that sack brings the offense to 4th down.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
Kaimi Fairbairn on now as we see how he handles this moment. This from 28 yards away. Cracking for it, and it's good! And in the 4th quarter, that's going to tie the game.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Samuel now to return it. This makes it up to the 25. Out comes the Commander offense for another series. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Commanders to the line now, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here, Krosky Merritt. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
New set of downs is not off to a real good start here, Kate. And I know every yard counts in this league, but that lone yard, it's not going to really change what they're thinking about doing here on 2nd down.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Daniels. He'll try and run this. And he will manage a little before being forced into a slide, as that's going to chip something off this upcoming 3rd down.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. That's the line, he's going to run for it. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
They'll bring out the punter here. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. Looking to return from the 29. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Texans and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Running out of the gun with Montgomery. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you called 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
Run lost him a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Back now, pressure coming. Completed over the middle. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Here they go, getting set for 3rd and 4. Here's Stroud now. He's got it, complete to Collins. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. A 6-yard gain on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Houston.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. Carry here for Montgomery. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. And that takes them to 3rd down.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. Back to throw it. Oh, defender there to knock it away, and he's able to do just that. 4th down coming up.
I'll tell you what, Kate, challenging this guy in a close game, you are tempting fate. He got one hand on it. He gets 2. It could have gone the other way.
So out now comes the punter. Tommy Townsend will kick it away.
The Commanders take over 1st.
Washington ready to go on offense as they take the field. And in a tie game, we've been sensing a breakthrough coming, Brock. Might this be the drive where we finally see one side get the edge over the other?
Well, if it is, Kate, you know and I know it's about play-to-play execution and more than likely making sure they can convert in some of those situational downs.
It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Throwing now, Daniels. Short pass brought in. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. He'll throw it. Put the body on the line for his team. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. And the Washington first down.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Commanders with a little more work to do to win it here. All set to go now from the 35. Throwing on first down, Daniels. Oh my goodness, it's intercepted! Azeez Al-Shire has it. And the defense has come through. They're in the end zone, and that gives them the lead. Hands up play from the linebacker there to take a short, innocent pass and just turn it into a major highlight for him and his guys.
And I know people are watching that going, how in the world the quarterback not see that linebacker?
Yeah.
But sometimes, Kate, your focus is so much on the safeties, the nickel, the corner. You just take for granted you could fit that ball in, and that linebacker said, not on my watch.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Texans break that tie and now lead by 7.
28. Commanders 21.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Moore with a return. Good work so far. He's got room. Coverage team tracking him down as he reaches the 35. The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. And after that pick 6 just moments ago, Brock, they now need a touchdown of their own to tie this game up.
Sure does. They need to stem some of that momentum. As a quarterback, you just gave that defense. This is where staying in neutral, not too high, not too low, is so very critical.
And they're not going to have to burn a timeout. Smart play here. He gets out of bounds with the first down.
Why in the heck do you need 2 or 3 plays when you can get it done in one effective call right there? Go from first down to first down, exactly the tempo offenses love.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory. Here he is to throw. Has a man, it's Ertz. And he's able to get this down to the 36. The Commanders take a timeout. It's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. From the gun, a run for Krosky Merritt. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there. And that's going to give the Commanders a first down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
New set of downs for him from the 31. Setting up to pass. Knocked away, that's going to be incomplete. Defender there, that brings up second down.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
After the incompletion, still at that 31-yard line, 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw it. Screen pass here for Krosky Merritt. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Now to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Washington calls it 2nd timeout. And they're still going to have one left at their disposal.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Washington.
To the line for a new set of downs. Only a lone timeout at their disposal. Back to throw. And they got there in time. He's taken down. Now this is the dreaded sight anytime there's a sack. He's hurting after taking that hit, and they're going to get out there to check on him. After the sack could really use a big play here on 2nd down. It's 2nd and 15. Here's the backup. First throw. Has him on the quick hitter. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
All right, they need 7 here on 3rd down on what is the 9th play of this drive. Here he is to throw. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game or already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Here he goes. Gotta have this on 4th down. And they get to him and hold him down. What a play, forcing the sack, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Coaches challenge you to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
No timeouts remaining here, partner, so they can just run out this clock. Here's a design run. So it's the Texans who defend their building and take the win. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Texans, as we'll see you next time from Houston.